Bitcoin gets rejected off the 200-day moving average, showing some signs of weakness. Is it time to panic as Bitcoin, crypto, and the stock market continue their downtrend? I'll give you the details and some charts and where I think things are going to go next. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we of course have to talk about Bitcoin and the markets because right now Bitcoin is trading at $81,958. It has rejected off the 200-day moving average, which we thought had been reclaimed. But this is along the lines of the caution that I gave when the rally started and Bitcoin went above the 200-day moving average. I said this could be simply a dead cat bounce, just a small relief rally, and we go back and test the lows. It seems like that's what we're doing. However, if Bitcoin does not hold key support levels here, we could be in trouble because when you look at what's happening overall with the stock market, like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, even the NASDAQ, they are also doing the same thing here. So this is not a good sign. And hopefully the bottom is around the corner. Different analysts are saying, we could possibly go down to the 70s, and that is like 75K, find a bottom there and then bounce. Some people are saying maybe it comes after April 2nd when some of the tariff news, which is causing the macro uncertainty, is behind us. So that could be a thesis there, but we have to wait and see, and we have to watch the charts very closely. Now, some folks are saying what Bitcoin is forming here is a bit of a Wyckoff accumulation, and the drop below 85K is a bit of trying to shake people out because the narrative is out there of the tariffs, and then we'll find the bottom and start moving ourselves back up. But we got to be careful here, guys. Now, do I believe we are in a bear market? Do I believe the bull market's over? No. But that doesn't mean that if Bitcoin continues on the trend it's on and it doesn't find the bottom soon, that we can't enter a bear market. So right now, the signals and the data is showing me just a retest, right? I look at the RSI. These are things we've seen before. And even in bull markets, we've seen Bitcoin go below the 200-day moving average. Just look at what happened last summer. I mean, that was really rough, right? Because it stayed under there for a while and it actually had a false breakout, went back down the Japanese yen carry trade. It stayed down there for a while through August, September until October when we started to break out. And then we had a very strong run up in Q4. So my hope is that it doesn't last as long as what took place last summer, guys, because that was pretty brutal. But hopefully this is the final retest of the lows. Then we have the true breakout. And once again, with the macro factor of April 2nd and the tariffs that Trump has been talking about, they finally get to some sort of conclusion there, and there's not as much uncertainty in the markets, and we can start moving up. But the other factors which are very good and look bullish is that the DXY continues to break down. This is very good for risk assets. In addition, global liquidity, it continues to rise. So these are factors that are very good in a bull market because it means it's still risk on and that assets will find their bottom and keep moving up. In addition, I always like to look at what the whales are doing, the guys who really move the market, right? And we are seeing a big, strong uptick here. The data, some sentiment of Bitcoin being accumulated. There was a bit of a slowdown over the past month. In fact, a bit of a decline coming out of Q4 2024. But now look at this big uptick. That's a very good sign. The whales, they are buying up the dip and they are anticipating higher prices. In addition, other signals that have called the top, like the Bitcoin Pi Cycle top indicator, nowhere close to signaling the top. And then you have the CBBI indicator, which uses a variety of metrics and aggregates them and formulates a score. It is not showing the top end. So I still believe we are in a bull market, not my emotions, based on the data. There's going to be a lot of people coming out and saying, it's over, this thing is done, look at what's happening, right? They're very emotional. There's also people who are shorting the market. So you got to make sure you filter out the results. People who just say it's over and they try to put fear out there because they want you to sell because they're shorting, right? But we are still in the bull market based on the data. So I am not panicking, but I am concerned. That I'll leave it at that. I am concerned, right, guys, because I want to see Bitcoin find a bottom soon and get out of this zone. This is not a good thing to be below the 200-day moving average. Nothing good happens below the 200-day moving average, as I've been saying, right? When the times when we are in a bull market, we are above it. If you look at when the bear market happens, we are in a extended downtrend below it. So, Bitcoin, fingers crossed, it finds the bottom. As always, the market moves with Bitcoin, and you'll see the altcoins follow because right now the altcoins are just going to bleed out and follow Bitcoin's lead. So, Ethereum, XRP, whatever it is, are not going to show signs of strength right now until the macro uncertainty of tariffs are out of the way, and then we can continue the bull market because the stock market is also seeing just a ton of sell pressure here. So that's where I'm at, guys. Concerned, not panicking. The bull market's not over. But if we see in a week's time that this thing is still going down and Bitcoin's going down to 60K, I'm going to say, guys, I am a bit worried now, right? But not there yet. All right, guys. Some other news that we got coming out is that the SEI Foundation, SEI, explores takeover of bankrupt 23andMe in the boldest DeSci bet yet. So this is fascinating. I can't think of, any major crypto company or token project like SEI that has gone out and bought a traditional company and looking to start a new aspect of crypto where you're putting blockchain into a specific industry like what 23andMe does. So let me give some details. One day after 23andMe received clearance from a judge to put itself up for sale, the SEI Foundation said it is in the process of placing its boldest DeSci bet yet by exploring the acquisition of the genetic testing company. Here's a quote: "We believe user data sovereignty is a matter of national security," the SEI Foundation said, which supports the Layer 1 blockchain SEI, wrote Thursday in an X post. When an American biotech pioneer faces bankruptcy, personal genomic data of millions become vulnerable to parties that may not share the same values of transparency and open access. The SEI Foundation says this is to defend the genetic privacy of 15 million Americans and ensure their data is protected for generations to come. So this is fascinating and could be the start of a trend where we see a lot of crypto companies buy up dying or bankrupt companies in different industries and then inject blockchain and help renew them, bring life back, and even change their business model a bit. So this could be another way that blockchain and crypto tech is used in different industries, and it just creates another boom. So I often talk about my sponsor, Proppy, which is disrupting the real estate market. And you have other folks who are doing DePIN, and then you have DeSci. This could be really interesting, disrupting the healthcare, science, medical industry and introducing blockchain in different ways. So this is fascinating, something to keep an eye on. I'm going to watch this closely because I don't hold a SEI token. But if they're making moves like this and they're looking to open up different utility and things like that, I may have to look at adding it to my portfolio. Now, we got news here that Hashkey Bosera to launch tokenized money market ETFs as part of Hong Kong's Project Ensemble initiative. So we are seeing globally the race for tokenization, guys, tokenized assets, RWA. And Hong Kong, which is controlled by China, I believe is the testing ground for a lot of crypto and Web3 projects. They have their own ETFs. And I believe China is going to open up crypto ETF investing to their citizens in the mainland very soon. And that could be the catalyst that comes for the next run up. We'll have to wait and see. But guys, I am just seeing adoption globally, and that makes me very bullish. So Hashkey Group, an Asia-based crypto financial services firm, is collaborating with Bosera Asset Management to launch what they claim to be the world's first money market exchange-traded funds next month. In a statement released Friday, the duo said they plan to launch tokenized shares for two existing money market ETFs, the Bosera HKD Money Market ETF and the Bosera USD Money Market ETF. The Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission has approved the two tokenized ETFs. Such tokenized ETFs are part of a larger Project Ensemble sandbox initiated by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the de facto central bank, to explore tokenization of real-world assets. So the central bank is saying, hey, you got the green light. Guys, I hope you see what's happening here. It's not just the United States. This thing is happening globally, and a lot of the world superpowers are getting involved. So Hashkey Exchange will serve as the primary distribution channel for the tokenized ETFs, enabling investors to gain exposure or direct exposure to high quality money market instruments by tokens, the company said. DeFi investors will then have another tool to balance their yields to mitigate market risk, the company said. So notice how this opens up DeFi. And if you recall, just this past week, Fidelity, they are looking to tokenize a money market fund as well. That news was announced. They're looking to do it on Ethereum. So they're following BlackRock. BlackRock was the leader here. So the competition's on. Game theory is playing out here. Here's a quote. Bringing money market ETFs on chain through blockchain technology is a crucial step for traditional finance to embrace Web3. Zhao Feng, chairman and CEO of Hashkey Group, said in the statement. Last month, OSL, another regulated crypto exchange operated in Hong Kong, launched a tokenized mutual fund, China AMC HKD Digital Money Market Fund. Wow, that's a mouthful. We don't have details on which blockchain they're using, so that's something I'm going to research and see if we get the details there. But guys, the global race towards blockchain and crypto is here. And as I've been saying, the economies, the markets, and the governments will be running on blockchain, guys. This is the future. So this is why we're here taking our bets. This is why we're stomaching through the volatility, the roller coaster ride. This is part of it, right? With investing, as you all know, it requires a lot of patience and you got to do your research. This is not playing the lottery. This is not going to the casino. This, you have to put some effort in. You have to educate yourself and pay attention to what's happening. And obviously that's why you watch and listen to this podcast, and not only this one, but others. And you make sure you're reading up and you're paying attention to what's happening, because this is an opportunity of a lifetime. But as with the nature of markets, they are affected by external factors as well, like macro factors, like tariffs and all this stuff that's going on. But I think these are just short-term things. This is not some thing that's going to linger and hold back all markets. I mean, people often forget, like, look what happened in March 2020, right? That was a reason to panic because we didn't know what was going on. It was a pandemic, global. Go back to 2008, that crash, sure, you panic, but the smart money bought the blood on the streets, right? You listen to Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, these guys who've been doing it for a long time. They say the same thing, right? You got to bypass your emotions. You have to make sure you're patient, and you have to have a macro outlook, and you got to buy the fear, the blood in the street. So right now, if you're feeling fearful where you can't even fathom buying the dip, you're not there yet as far as understanding the concept of investing, right? Now, obviously, you don't invest money you can't afford to lose, or you don't put your life savings into assets. That's not a smart thing to do, but you want to look for opportunities. So will I personally be looking to buy up some altcoins? Yeah. And I'll let you guys know when I do take positions in certain altcoins. But as stated at the beginning of the podcast, guys, we're still in the bull market. No invalidation yet. However, if Bitcoin does not find a bottom soon and it keeps going down, guys, that's going to be a bad sign. We want to get it above that 200-day moving average. So we'll have to watch this closely. Guys, that's the news. Be sure to check out our sponsor, BitGo, which is one of the top tier crypto custodians in the market. They also have a retail platform where you can buy, sell, trade, stake crypto. BitGo works with many big brands and exchanges and companies in the industry. They have over $100 billion of assets on their platform. They service Bitstamp Exchange, Suite, a token project, Pantera Capital, that's Dan Moorhead's hedge fund, 21 Shares, which has launched Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So they're one of the most trusted platforms out there, headed up by Mike Belshi. So if you would like to learn more, go to bitgo.com. Link will be in the description. Also, be sure to sign up for my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And if you want to expand your crypto knowledge and get expert commentary teaching you crypto, check out my new course at mycryptocourse.com. Guys, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.